they came to condense, it seems that easier than this subject. Okay, it is right. Okay. Well, anyway, now since in May we will initiate one-day course again. Okay, we hope that after pick up the content of the one-day course, which namely going to be Buddhahood, then this you can understand this better. Actually, this subject is considered the further elaboration and detail of chapter 4 in the way to Buddhahood. Okay. Well, anyway, I think you all look so smart. I think no problem to understand the things. Even though it's because I think no much problem to all of you. Okay, so we just continue. At least you got an appearance with me and impressed me. Wow, look so smart with me. Okay, when we see how we first this compendium of calm first, okay, then see how, because maybe we will have a class with the Sha'ala. Sha'ala is quite a big group, then we will have more juniors and you're proud of it, then maybe it works better, even better. They're all younger than you, don't worry, the age, in terms of age. I'm so sorry, Dollars even worse than you. Okay, now. So we are going to the compendium of calm as we begin with the 4D meditation subject. Okay. Let's take a look. Here we mentioned there is two types of meditation subjects. All right. The definition of Kammatthana is so-called field of actions. Right. Actually, it consists of calm and insight. Okay. Insight, namely Vipasana. Calm, namely Samatha or Samadhi. This terminology we use more frequently. Okay. Then calm and insight. Okay. We go quite a detail about it. Once we go to the compendium of calm, so we understand that one of the content we discuss is the temperament. Okay. I think you all know yourself very well. After the temperament, we have a test, right? We have gone through a test, okay, for the temperament. The temperament here is to help you to choose which Kammatthana suits you. All right. So there will be the 6 temperament, namely the lustful, the feelingful, okay, hateful and intellectual, and also deluded and discursive. Okay. Then we go to the development. The development, there is a primary, a preliminary development, the self-development, and the absorption development. Preliminary development means the 5 hindrances are suppressed, counterpart side images. Some of you is experiencing it now. Okay. Counterpart means is the so-called nimitta, ugaha nimitta. During meditation, some of you claim that, oh, I see a light. The light is quite stable. This is the so-called counterpart, right? Which means that you already begin your preliminary development. Secondly is access development. Access development, the definition is change of a lineage chitta. Is counterpart side start up to the change of a lineage chitta. Then the chitta state immediately follows change of the lineage is called absorption. Okay. I remember we draw a diagram. All right. So we draw out which so-called change of the lineage chitta. All right. Well, once the nimitta appears, okay, from that moment until to the change of the lineage, you are in the access development. In the simple way, said that if the nimitta appeared, okay, during matter you practice Chigo or Anapanasati, you are considered you already begin preliminary development and you move toward to access development. And after 2-3 hours in the nimitta, if let's say your counterpart side is stable and getting transparent and can a bit very soon, so you are about to the absorption. Absorption is the chitta that immediately follows change of the lineage, is so-called absorption. Absorption, if let's say you go to absorption, meaning to say that you are in the first jhana. It's so-called fine material sphere. Because your body, the material is getting finer and finer. Yes, it is finer, all right. Once we talk about absorption, there is a very significant sign that you didn't hear, you won't hear, and you won't see anything. During meditation, you don't open the eye, close the eye. But generally, we do hear what's happening, or we do smell if somebody cooks something. But if let's say you are really in the absorption development, you will smell nothing and you will hear nothing. Why? Because your mind is totally absorbed to the nimitta, to the counterpart side, until the mind doesn't aware of what happened in your ear door and the nose. Okay, you get it? Okay. Well, I think some of you is getting closer already. So what you experience actually is mentioned here. Okay. So I hope you can work hard on this part. Okay. Anyway, the way of Buddhahood is still necessary. Because what you learn here is considered a technique and a skill. By knowing the technique and skill doesn't mean you understand the dharma. Like in China, China is always proud of their invention. Thousands of years ago, what they invent compass, right? Then they invent paper, yes. What else? Firecracker, right? All this. But this is a technique. This is not science. What does it mean, science? Science means the rules which underlie all these items. What is underlying firecracker? Chemistry. What is underlying a compass? I think compass maybe involve some electromagnetic science. They don't develop science. They just develop skills, and they just use the skill. But in Western countries, they develop science. They understand what is the rules and regulations behind the thing, so they can develop and get it more and more until now. Then you are learning skills. If you don't understand the theory behind your skills now, sometimes it can be dangerous also. Usually the person who meditates well, one thing to be careful is arrogance. They are more easy, tends to arrogance, but usually their anger, the anger and the greedy will be outside because good meditation skills. The arrogance is in the sense that because you may once experience that during meditation, you are the whole world. The whole world is you. Once the samatha really develops, you will find that the whole world is from you, and you are the one, and the one is you. But actually, this is subject to impermanence. The Buddhist study, the study of doctrine, and also the teaching is important. We play roles here. Because anybody who maybe try to guide you, if you don't feel that they are as good as you, you won't keep it in mind. Some people they are inborn with a psychic power. This is the category they hardly to find a teacher. Because I can hear what your mind mentioned. I can even fly, but you cannot say. But you can't do this. What I do. Why I want to listen to you? That is the point. In Buddha's time, it used to be so many so-called kapha or external path we mentioned. There's a lot. They're all psychic. They can check the karma effect, but not as ultimate as Buddha. Buddha can see the end of the consequence of the karma and all the relationship between it, but they can't see so far. So some external kapha, they eat dogs who eat dogs food, and some eat cow's grass. Some follow cow, eat grass. Why? Because they notice that after After that, the dog will reborn to the heaven, and the cow will reborn to the heaven. So they think maybe the dog eat poo, and resulting in they go to be incarnated as a deva. So they follow the dog eat poo. But actually, when the dog reborn as a deva is the karma created many lives before. Many lives before. And but they can't see so many lives. Well, now the Dharma is already here. This is the knowledge from the wisdom, from the wise people. So we just follow it. That will make us simple. Next, we go to we talk about the Pratama Nimitta preliminary side is the original subject. All right. The learning side is the mental replica of the object, and it appears to the physical eye, as if you watch it through your physical eye. All right. Then lastly, we talk about it's the counterpart side, 100 times or 1,000 times more purified. Yes, your nimitta will getting beautiful. After the appears out, it will getting beautiful. Right. Okay. Is there any consequence for the beautification of the nimitta? Yes, we're going to go through. All right. Well, the first one is the 10 kasina. Kasina means whole and totality. All right. We talk about the 10 kasina, earth kasina, water kasina. Remember the kasina. We have we draw a back. We draw a round circle. We draw a round circle with the color. Let you to contemplate. That is so-called kasina. Okay. Where the kasina can bring you to the first jhana. All right. Since you are going to expand it and expand it everywhere, so kasina is defined as whole, totally. Anyway, since you are not doing kasina, please don't play around with your nimitta. Some people they nimitta appear, they start to play it. Okay, you can play it just mind, or you can use it to heal people. Nimitta is a very strong power. Some use it to beat the ghost. Some can use it. Some even try to use it to heal people. But if let's say your nimitta is immature, it will disappear. Once it disappears, it might be difficult to come back. So now, until now, you all, the nimitta is in the embryo stage, like an embryo in the womb of the mother. So you have to really take good care of it. Don't let it abort. There's some cases my Dharma brother infected malaria in Myanmar. So after the Myanmar course, the nimitta left, and until now can come back. Very unfortunate. So for you who inborn very easy to get the nimitta, please appreciate it. Embryo in the womb of the Okay. Now we already go through what the kasina, kala kasina, or then we go to the 10 kinds of the fullness. Remember, it's the different stages of the decay. Well, the beautification of the nimitta will cause dangerous for this method. The reason is we use the corpse to do the contemplation. Why? Because we use the corpse opposite. How to say? This method is to remove the sensual lust. Okay? But if let's say, if you don't use the corpse which is similar sex with you, and you use the opposite sex, once the nimitta is getting beautiful, the corpse will become beautiful, and it will be attractive to you. Then maybe then at that time, if the lust appeared, meaning to say that you are filled with this kamsana. So there is some rule and regulation for the 10 kinds of the fullness. You must use the similar sex as a cause. Use it as the object for meditation. Okay? Then we go to recollection. We are until this stage. Okay. Recollection first is the recollection of Buddha. Let's talk about the virtue. All right. So remember that sometimes Buddha, the virtue, if once you recollect, you feel very happy, meaning to say that this is one of the good methods for you. Recollection of Buddha helps to curb frightening. the Buddha time, the bhikkhus that meditate in the jungle. Some jungle is so scary. During the night time, you hear many sounds, and then sometimes the fear is created partially by yourself. You make yourself, you get yourself. But anyway, by recollection of the Buddha, you imagine the Buddha appeared in your mind. The scary will be get it out by the statue of the Buddha, by the virtue of Buddha. So you remember now, if let's say is there anybody of you who happy watching the Buddha statue? If you're happy, right? So remember the statue, the shape, make it in your heart. So one day when you get frightened, you can use it. Okay. Second is the recollection of the morality, a special quality of virtue conduct. Okay. Well, I think some of you, I think maybe all of you have a special virtue. Maybe you inborn, never harsh words to any people, and maybe you inborn, you prefer to do giving. All this is your virtue conduct. So once you recall it, you feel happy, you can use it. You become asleep. You can recall it and you feel happy. It can help you sleep better. Of course, if it still doesn't work, you can use the sedative to make you really sleep. But this method they also use before the meditation. Once you recollect the morality, your mind is getting soft, you can attain meditation easily. You can try later on. Okay, see what good virtue you have done can make you feel different. Now we go to this. It's the recollection of a generosity. Okay, we have included just now. Now we go to the recollection of the Deva. Okay, please read it out. Okay, the recollection. Okay, right. Well, I think this recollection a little bit difficult because you and I never watched the Deva before. Generally, Deva is not so, unless they purposely want to show you, then you can watch them. Or generally, we do watch them. Or secondly, I think one of the reasons is we are smiling for them. The way they see us, just like we see the worm in the pool. They were used to come to the world in the midnight. They used to invite, request dharma from Shakyamuni in the midnight. So it's hard to see a Deva. But some person, they can see them during the meditation or during dreaming. With some special, with some particular people, they have inborn nature. They're easily to see all of them. Maybe in the past life, they are one of the member of the Deva. Generally, Deva looks very beautiful, and the higher the stages are there, the more beautiful they are. Remember, there's a 6 realm in the Deva, in the sensual, sensual Deva. Remember, there's a 6 realm in the class. I don't know, because all is Mandarin. Okay, anyway, we'll go through it. Right? So there's a 6 realm, right? One of it is the Tushita, which is so famous. Tushita is the place where Maitreya Buddha stays there. It waits maybe billions of years, then will come down here. Right. This is the recollection of the Dewa. All right. So the Dewa got all this good point. Please continue the recollection. Please continue. Please continue. Lastly, all right. So please correct the Pali term here. Let's take a look. Nibbana. Okay. Please correct the Pali term here. Above air, there is how do we call this? Above the air, there is plus or minus? No. How do we call for this symbol? See, above air, there is one slasher. No slasher. This is no. How to name this? How to name this line? You know, so difficult. Okay, right. So this is a Pali term, all right. The recollection of the we haven't underlined yet. Sorry. Let's take a look. Well, some of these meditation skills, even I myself also didn't know. Okay. Well, I studied the theory. One day, if you look up some teacher, I'll introduce you some teacher if you wish to learn all this. I think now you know one method is enough for you to play. You still need time to play it out, right? So here got 39 methods, still so many methods. But not necessary to play all out. Okay, as long as one you get attained to the jhana will be enough. But if you wish to become a meditation teacher, a lady meditation teacher is so-called silent. If you wish to become a stylist, you have to learn all the methods to help out. That will be quite meaningful, all right? You mentioned that the recollection of the peace is the peaceful attribute of the Nibbana. Some people will question that we never experience Nibbana. How do we recollect it? Yeah, the answer is this is in your mind, right? The question is in your mind. No, just follow what I said, Okay. Well, this is actually, it's just a concept only. We try to recollect is the concept. Nibbana itself is so difficult to experience. You have to go through Samatha and Vipasana, and we don't know how long or how far it will appear. But anyway, now what you recollect is just the concept. The concept is not the real thing. So you just imagine the piece itself, and once the piece itself brings you. Imagine the piece itself brings you the favorable consciousness, and you try to prolong it, continue to contemplate it, and make the joy prolong. Once it can reach 1 hour, 2 hours, it will be in the assess concentration. For this, all this the recollection. Sorry to say that they can just bring you to assess concentration, but not absorption. Meaning to say that you cannot go to the first jhana with all this method. The reason is, because how to say that the Vitakka Chitta is too strong. The definition of Vitakka means to say that the translating is sustaining. Application sustaining means the Vitakka. Sustaining the meaning is you try to put your mind to observe an object. Your sustaining thought, since it's so active, until the first jhana cannot appear. In order to make the first jhana appear, your mind must be balanced in the five jhana factors. 5 jhana factors. Okay, we'll go through it soon. Never mind, you just bear in mind that since all this method you have to use, you have to try to you have to apply a sustaining. It's applying. It's applied, not sustaining, it's applying. You are applying your mind so vigorously until you cannot reach the first jhana. You see, when you try to contemplate the corpse of the body, you see, you start to think already. You start to put your mind, you start to observe. All this is the working, is applying. Okay. Now we go to the secondly is the recollection of the death. All right. By contemplating of death, will make one feel scary. You will understand that life is too short, then you will be more vigorous. Okay. Take a look here. Mentioned absolutely certain. Death is absolutely certain. All right. The arrival of death is utterly uncertain, and then when death comes, one must relinquish everything. Death will relinquish everything. If you are lazy, please try to recollection of death. The experience, we haven't experienced death yet, but we get the experience throughout the people around us. If you, let's say, how to say that? If you have the experience, I mean through learning, you just always bear in mind. But one thing is sometimes if you use too frequent, you will feel nothing. You get used to it. If you get used to it, sometimes you have to find out another object which can still up your vigorous through the recollection of death. There's one case that if let's say you are already vigorous, what is the consequence if you continue recollection of death? You are vigorous already. If you recollect of that again, what happens? No, you are very vigorous. You see now, you recollect again the death. It will cause you over vigorous. Remember, once we play the guitar, the tightness of the string cannot over tight, cannot over loose. The person who vigorous is a very tight string. A tight string, you try to make it tight again. Finally, it will disconnect. It will break. Yeah. So remember, if you notice that you are very hardworking, don't over push yourself. Just push yourself once you feel you are lazy. So this you all have to understand, because during meditation, you yourself motivate yourself. Because we don't talk about. So Sally, the cause of the motivation is the sickness. Lena also said, it's not death, it's the sickness of your body. So but the rest of people, I think maybe if you love your mouth so much, it can be a good subject for the reflection of it. Okay. Mindfulness occupied with the body. Let's take a look. This is the contemplation of 32 repulsive parts of the body. You see? Hairs of the head, hairs of the body, nails, teeth, skin, flesh. But first of all, do you think, frankly speaking, do you feel that are they repulsive? Hair, nails, teeth. You feel they're very beautiful actually. They're very lovely. You will discover that they are repulsive if let's say you see it in a different way. Let's take a look. This is the so-called 32 parts of the body. See? This is 32 parts of the body. Well, not that obvious. They show the 32 parts is not that obviously shown. You will feel repulsive if you magnify it. I got a magnified glass. Yeah. Try to let it sit. You put here. Oh, you will notice that you're so ugly actually. From the skin to the hair, it looks very ugly. Oh, I got a magnified glass which can magnify 60 times from the origin. 300 times. Oh, I forgot already. Use 300 times. Okay. So I'll let you see your body. Borrow you. Then you can even you can take a photo with the camera. Then send to your friend. This is my skin now with the 300 times of magnification. Well, there's one thing you have to be careful that during meditation, especially anapanasati, the 32 parts of the body will appear also. It appears in this way. Let's take a look. It will appear in this way. So during meditation, if this sign appears, don't be scary. Usually it is not scary. You will be very joyful when you watch all this. It is so-called favorable, how to say, the appeal of this sign signifies that your meditation is good, especially in anapanasati. Some of your senior, they already watched this before, but it wouldn't all the time appear. Even once or accidentally it appeared to show that you meditate in the proper way. But remember, you don't do the 32 parts of the body, but you do anapanasati. What you do is the qigong, emptying the mind. It might not experience, you might not see. It will appear in your divine eye. Divine eye here. It appeared in the divine eye. With the bliss appeared accompanied with the bliss at the same time. So if let's say one day it appeared, you just see, no, it's enough already. Okay. But for 32 parts of the body, they will contemplate each part of the body one by one until to reach to the excess concentration. Then we go to the mindfulness of breathing. Okay. You know it very well. This is the attentiveness attentiveness to the touch sensation. Okay, you know, the breathe in and breathe out. Okay, but now you all just empty the mind. It doesn't matter. Once you reach about 2 to 3 hours, okay, for the emptying mind method, you can reach the first jhana. So far, you know, okay, you can shift to the other method once you success in one method. Does Elena join the group to the Santavana? You all didn't invite her to go together. Okay, they want your mind one day off. You go to Sabah for a retreat, all right, for the 7 days. But at that time, I think quite early. When you all talk about this planning, it's too early. But let's say you buy ticket now, maybe you can invite her to join again. Oh, you want to join? Not ready yet. But close already. Oh, you're not ready. But I thought you are so ready for it. Oh, yeah. You have to 100% heal the wound first. Then we go to the illimitable class. All the details is elaborated in Visuddhimagga in detail. Now, what we know is the breath. Any question, first of all, here? Let's take a look at the table. Okay. You mentioned that kasina. Who suits the kasina? For earth, water, fire, and air. May I know who suits it? The temperament. You are in the table already. The table is in page is above the recollection of the generosity. Page 6. Okay. Page 5. Sorry. Now let's take a look. Earth, water, fire, air, kasina suit all the temperament. Okay. Then the development, it can go to the absorption. All the kasina can reach absorption, and all the sight is available, and they can reach to the first jhana to the 5th jhana. Can you see clearly? I show in the projector screen. Let's take a look. So this is how we understand the diagram. Okay. If let's say it's a blue kasina, the temperament suit is the hateful. The hateful will suit blue, yellow, red, white. What blue color suits to the hateful people? Then what's the logic behind? Don't know. It doesn't matter. I also don't know. But the size of the kasina, there is some reason behind. If you are a deluded people, your kasina must be big size. Deluded people tend to fall asleep easily, so there must be a big enough kasina to make him never fall asleep. Okay. But if let's say, usually hateful type people, they use to pinpoint the mistake. They use to discover the mistakes. So they can't use a very big kasina, with a small one. So that all the defects will be neglected. Okay, so wonderful. Let's take a look here. It seems that all kasina, with all the development, with all the sign, and also can reach to all the jhana. Then we go to the faultless contemplation. Faultless contemplation suit which type of character? Yeah, lustful people. Opposite with the, this is the hateful type people for the kasina, right? Well, there's a 3 type of development, remember? PR, preliminary development, access development, and absorption development. All development is included, all right? And the site, all sites also appeared. But how far it can go? Yeah, first jhana. I'll tell you the reason. The reason is because of the pitaka. Please write down pitaka. The overactive of pitaka. Vitaka, sorry. Vitaka application. Not from. Sorry, Vitaka. Application of thought, Vitakka. Overactive of the Vitaka. Due to overactive of Vitaka, the foreigners contemplation can reach to the first jhana. English is so-called application of thought, Vitaka. Intense. So no way to write here now. It's about here. It's about here now. The reason for this. Actually, it's mentioned in the future. Let's take a look at the recollection. Recollection. Sorry, we have a joke down. Let's take a look here. Intense application of thought which prevent one's pointedness from gaining the fixity needed to attain absorption. The immerse of the application will prevent the one pointedness to getting gaining the fixity to attain absorption. This is the reason. Okay. Let's take a look here. Recollection suits to what type of temperament? Yeah, saying if you are a faith time people, suit this method. You see, have you ever discovered that the one who prefer Amitabha and Namo Guanyin stuff? You notice that Anti is the majority group who prefer this method. Anti. We can hardly see the intellectual to chant Amitabha. Can hardly, but there's still a very minority who choose this method. The reason is the intellectual used to ask questions. If you question too much, your mind is overactive and very difficult to reach one point. Sometimes this type of recollection of Buddha Dharma or Amitabha, all this, you have to base on things. Faith time people, they are simple mind. They won't over questioning. They won't ask too much questions. But you all look smart and prefer questioning. Very suit this method because you want to find out the nitty-gritty of all the details. We can explain to you. Then it suits you. Let's take a look. We have all the development. Then we have all the signs. How about the jhana? Let's take a look. No, you can't reach jhana with all the recollection except which one we can see the jhana. Not Kasina, the 10 recollection. You see on the screen. This is the first jhana. recollection, the 32 part of the body, and the breathing. Only these two methods of the recollection can reach jhana only. Any questions for all this? So far, have you discovered which method you prefer? Have you seen your preference? None. Elena? You haven't discovered your hobby yet here. Okay. Some people they fond of casino. They found that you can draw a circle with a color. It looks beautiful. The casino. Some will like it. Some will like it. Hardly people who prefer formless contemplation because you are using a corpse with the different stages of decay. Hardly people use that. But if you want to encounter your deformity, you can use that. Now we go to the unlimited birth. Please write it down. The 4. Divide about loving kindness, compassionate, okay. I think next time you try to correct the Pali terms before you keep on. Try to collect the Pali terms first. Please, okay. Abhidhammatasangha, all this Pali term, Brahma Vihara, please correct the Pali terms. The software convert PDF to Word field to convert all these Pali terms. Okay. Then all this metta, karuna, mudita, all these Pali terms is correct. Okay. So finish correction. illimitable is the most popular method in Theravadan meditation. The reason is the four illimitable very suitable to layman, very compatible. Because the target is people. Once you open your eye, you see the people. Then you can start to use it as a contemplation subject. Okay, object. Okay. Why we call it illimitable? The reason is the final stage of the meditation. We have to radiate all this loving kindness, compassionate to the without the limit and obstruction to the 10 directions. I mean, this is the final stage. We name it according to the final consequence. You have to radiate it out. Okay. And then the second name is we so-called is the Brahma Vihara. Maybe I can tell you first is for there are stages in four illimitable this Kamatana. In the beginning, we have to okay, no, I will go through it. Let me continue finish explain this first. Okay. So we also so-called Brahma Vihara, divine abode or sublime state. Why? Because the reason is they are the mental dwelling of the Brahma divinity. The simple way that what you experience in this Kamatana, the mental state, you will experience the similar mental state with the Brahma. Brahma heard about? Brahma is in the first jhana. The first jhana, there is 3 levels in the first jhana. Brahma is the last level. Well, we have seen the Brahma before, who is so popular in Thailand. This is the Brahma. He is the Brahma. The method is, how to say how? The method actually is popular in Indian before Shakyamuni time. Indian prefer Brahma Vihara, this method very much. Through the cultivation of Brahma Vihara, they can attain to the first jhana. This is the final destination. But the Indian thought, this is the ultimate goal, which is Nibbana. But actually, it is not a Nibbana. But this statue is so-called Simen for Buddha 4 face. You call it a 4-face Buddha. Okay, this 4-face Buddha actually had been downgraded by the people. You remember there's a movie mentioned that okay, people go to pray for 4-face Buddha. That I want. They pray for money. They pray for wealth. They even pray for affinity. All this. And some they say, I will redeem her. What to say? I will fulfill my promise if let's say you give me something. You heard about that? A lot of stories regarding it. Actually, this is downgrade the level of Brahma. Brahma actually is in the first jhana. They are very high status, and their mind is very purity. They're in the purity all the time. They won't. I think they are not interested in what we like in our sensual world. So this is very commonly used in Thailand. But actually, he is not a Buddha. He is a Brahma. For the in Hinduism, their final goal for meditation is the unification with the Brahma. So you unify with the Brahma. This level, I think the most is this jhana. Okay. And let's take a look here. Then we see Brahma Vihara here, divine abode. Okay, because they are the mental dwelling of the Brahma divinities in the Brahma world. Once we attain to that level, we will share equal spirituality with the Brahma. Some people they can communicate with them, some feel the existence, but not everybody. Well, there is a four quality here. First is the loving kindness. Loving kindness is the wish for the welfare and happiness of all living beings. The most typical model who express loving kindness to the being, it should be the mother. Mother is the one, is the good model, is the representative that always wish the welfare and happiness of their son, of the son. This type of the love is so-called unconditional love. Generally, the love between man and the woman, opposite sex in our sensual realm, they are conditional. The reason is behind the love, there are some control behind. But mother, the love from the mother to the son, to the children, usually is unconditional. They just grab the son, they just do whatever good for the son. This is the value we so-called loving kindness. We try to develop it. Okay. A mother is an example. Okay. In order to begin to inculcate this kind of loving kindness in the meditation, you have to begin yourself first. If you don't love yourself, how can you start to love others? So this is the reason why, in order you will feel the loving kindness, you have to feel happy in the first place. So the first step for two of you is repair the engine of the body. After repairing, you feel happy. I really enjoy. Then you hope that I hope I can more people also enjoy the same time. If you suffer, so pressure, how can you wish people living kindness? Very hard to do. So the first step is you must have the loving kindness. Practically, let's see, it helps to eliminate ill will. This is the point, ill will. Okay. In the meditation of four illimitables, okay, then we'll come up with some phrases. May I be well, may I be happy. Usually, all these phrases, you after bless yourself, you will feel the happiness. You try to prolong the happiness. This happiness can go to the first jhana. The reason is you have to contemplate a party to appear. But begin from yourself. After bless yourself, you feel happy already. Second is who? Your good friend. Your good friend. You have no. The person who you respect. It's the second people. You have to contemplate the person who you respect according to the Visuddhimagga. Provided he is not dead yet. If he's already died, you do this kind of before illimitable, it won't take any effect. It won't take any effect. You cannot go to the first jhana. Why? I also don't know. Visuddhimagga doesn't mention. How come if you do this method, you contemplate a dead people, you will feel to attain anything. It doesn't mention. It's something we can explore in the future. The loving kindness. Secondly, is the person we respect. Third is the person you like or you don't like. I mean, you are neutral. Who are the person neutral to us? Who are the person neutral to us? Who are neutral to you? No, postman. Yeah, postman is neutral to you. You wouldn't like a postman, and you would hate the postman, right? And the one who, the newspaper deliverer, will you hate them? No, you will hate them and you love them. The person who you hate and love is the person who is close to you. The closer they are, the more strong the feeling you are to them. So that is the stages. First, the person, you yourself, you have to bless yourself. Second, you bless the person who you respect. Respect includes your good friend also. It's very easy for you to have a loving kindness when you think about your parents, good friend, right? But of course not Najib lah. I will delete it. I will answer it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. Well, and the fault is the enemy. The enemy is the fault. Meaning to say that you cultivate your living kindness when it's getting stronger. Finally, you have to try to face, not really face to face, but you try to imagine your enemy. See whether you are still hate him or you instead of like him. If let's say you like her or him, oh, congratulations, you have already success in loving kindness. See, I always encourage you. No feeling. Well, no feeling. If let's say no feeling, it depends how you interpret it. Whether you are how to say, you're neutral or you are cool over her, him or her, or actually if you're cool, indifference sometimes can be worse for you. About that indifference actually worse than dislike. If the relationship between two people no more communication, even though without any fighting, sometimes it's because both undergo frustration, the very deep frustration until they feel indifference. Indifference actually it doesn't mean that the relationship is good. Sometimes it's too bad and how to say without remedy. So you should try to love her. That's the so-called loving kindness. I think it's very practical thing. One thing, you see, wish for the welfare. It means what? It means you try to look at the advantage. Recently, the election is coming. I encourage you all. Look at the welfare and happiness of the Jew and the BN. Okay, the reason sometimes is how we apply the dharma in the election. One thing I see that in political speech, they used to pinpoint other mistakes in order to get sentiment from the public. There must be 100% of the disadvantage they mentioned, and without any advantage of the opponent it used to be. Right? You never heard that after the critic, they said, but they still got some advantage. Never happened, right? They will never say like that. Okay? And sometimes they even exaggerate the disadvantage. If you keep on doing so, you see, the spectator usually they will appear, looks very fierce. From the eye, it feels so scary. Okay? But since people have to boost up the sentiment, they will notice that. But for us, we found that it's very terrible and horrible. Can you imagine if let's say he's your wife or your husband, he's your husband and the opponent, you keep on just mention all the bad around you about somebody. You think it is a good experience to have such a couple, a spouse who always keep on just pinpoint the mistake. I don't think so, right? Even a friend will also be scary, right? So just be careful. This is the reason why I said if you cast the ballot to the BN, you try to see at least 40% advantage of opponent, the opposition party. Or if you support, okay, the opposition party, at least must see 40% of the goodness of the BN. Because this goodness just to prevent us to be indulged in the anger and cannot let go by ourselves. So this is, we have to be careful. In politics, they used to do this way. I think same, even though the Malay, maybe they close the door, they must let you all feel the sense of threatening. The sense of threatening can unite everybody. So in politics, they used to get, they must target some enemy in order everybody can unite together. But this is not a good way. It's not a good way. I think the most healthy way should be the communicability of your manifesto. I think that is the more healthy way. And you go out to debate. Let both of them, all the leaders go out and debate. You go to judge. But now all the political speech, I think I think I didn't like it. I don't want to do the listen. I can. How about you all? Do you feel enjoy listening about this political speech? No, very boring. Okay, good. Well, we try to keep on remind people of always to see good and bad to protect ourselves so that the ill will will not erode our mind. Okay. So this is the loving kindness. Okay. Once you make it success to the enemy, next step is you have to radiate out in the illimitable counterpart. Illimitable. This is the reason we call it as illimitable. The person who already success in loving kindness then can continue with the compassion. Compassionate means what? You feel compassionate to the suffering of people. Well, this is not difficult to calculate this value. Once we flip through newspaper, we see somebody handicapped or got sickness. Usually we used to have a compassion. I noticed that in Facebook, if let's say the cases involved is about all this handicap or got all the serious sickness. A lot of people will like and share and even donate. Why? Because the compassionate is very easy and common to normal people like us. But anyway, if you have to be successful in loving kindness before you further to the compassionate. Once you success in loving kindness, you'll be very easy compassionate. The reason is usually the people who you express your loving kindness, then the one also easily for you to feel compassionate. This is the reason why the children got sick, the mother will be very compassionate because he is the one. The mother always put the loving kindness to the son. Okay. Well, in similar, for example, the enemy. Okay. While it will be hard to have the feel of the loving kindness to the enemy, possible for us to compassionate to the enemy. Yes, it seems not logic. Because if let's say the enemy, you cannot have loving kindness, not easy for you to compassionate over the enemy. Generally, people will curse the enemy instead of have a compassion. Generally, yeah. How do we call it? You will feel some liao. If let's say your enemy is in bad luck, how do we call some liao? You feel happy actually instead of compassionate. Happy over. You will feel happy over his over his misstep, suffering. You will feel happy even. This is so-called compassionate. Once you make it in the compassionate, then you go to appreciative joy. Appreciative joy is to rejoice the success and prosperity of others, sent one by one. Okay. Generally, for mother, it's easiest for mother to rejoice the success of their children. Usually, the success of the children, they will feel the joy. Even have a bigger, a bigger joy. They feel joyous than their son, even though they are not the one who success. Right? It happens to our parents, okay, and also in good friends. Some cases, enemy. Is it easy for us to rejoice the success? No. Instead of rejoice, we will jealous. We say that, oh, he is successful. I think maybe through the corruption. I think maybe through some place of tactic in order to be so successful. Generally, if you heard that people comment in this way, meaning to say it's supposed to be his enemy. This enemy will interpret success in a different way. Okay, helps to eliminate envy and discontent. Please write it down. Eliminate the envy and discontent over the success. Compassionate, eliminate the critique. Usually, the more compassionate the people, the less critique the people is. even though you all didn't practice these four illimitables, do you feel that all these qualities upgraded after you practice the Qigong? It's not very obvious, right? You feel that more loving kindness, more compassionate, and more appreciative joy. But you thought that you are more easily to be bullied by people. No, but still there to bully you all. Usually, smart people experience this is common. This can protect themselves. But the peace sometimes also will erode our heart. So we use this as a lubrication to nourish our mind. But anyway, just once you change your character, maybe you can read the loving kindness to a boss. Then to I think your boss said, okay, please manipulate me. I'm getting more compassionate and loving kindness. Well, anyway, compassionate doesn't mean ignorance. Protect us. Please don't be ignorant. Sometimes compassionate people will be manipulated in our society. It used to. How to say? We can refuse tactically and diplomatically. Finally, it's equanimity. All right. Please write it out as a divine. Okay, thank you. If you are successful in equanimity, you will remove your favoritism and resentment. This is the final stage. After your success in appreciative joy, you will have equanimity. Equanimity to help us to remove the favoritism. Sometimes we will overlove the person around us. You see, for a mother, it's very difficult for a mother to let go of their son. Even their son become adult. Sometimes the conflict between the parents and the children is because the parents forget the children is getting adult. They still treat their son, the children, as a small boy. And they try to control them. Well, how do we pursue them? They should practice equanimity. No matter your son is, no matter how good or bad the children they are, once they get adult, they have their own opinion. You can't do anything once they get adult. If you want to control, how far you can control until they die. If let's say we are all attached to somebody, equanimity helps us to remind us that we should stop from over attached to somebody, over love to somebody. This is the so-called equanimity. But the equanimity must be based on loving kindness, compassion, or appreciative joy. If it doesn't based on this, you always show detachment to everything. You will look very cool and indifferent to anything. It is something wrong. Sometimes the cultivator, they will misinterpret the thought. Okay, now I'm Buddhist already, so I should be detached to everything. So they start to keep a distance with the family member, with all the friends. It must be right. It's not right. I think maybe we should emphasize more on loving kindness. No, it depends on the temperament. If you are the hateful type people, you should do more all this illimitable, especially compassionate, appreciative joy, and also the first one, loving kindness. If you are the lustful type people, please don't practice this. Because your loving kindness will be over. your living talents will be over. And the disadvantage is you will live without any principle. Everything is good, 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 good. And you will be manipulated and bullied. So it depends actually on the character to choose whether this method is appropriate to you. But anyway, since all we have already practiced Qigong, you feel that all this value come up naturally. So I think you all look a little bit hateful time, I think. So I think this is the proper method for you. Even though you are not specified to cultivate it, but since I think you have some anti-element that is outside by your Qigong. Because the Qigong is very strong, it controls your body instead of control your mind. Body and mind and the meridian all interrelated. Once people start to develop their mind, the meridian start to develop, and the energy also start to develop. I mean, in the in a positive way. You can control either or in order to control the other two. What Qigong do is control the meridian and control both of control the mind and also control the energy by controlling the meridian. Is what we do. Okay, you try to understand. You have to understand this. If you do Anapanasati, you are controlling the body through controlling the mind, and the meridian and the chi at the same time, they will start to be controlled by you at the same time. Get the point? So that's why the Qigong is so you're getting healthy and your character getting better. The reason is this, because you're already controlling your chi, and from chi, your body and your temperament start to change based on that. Okay. Then we go to the equanimity. All right. So, any question for this? Any question? Or you look so indifferent. Any question from you? You can understand, no problem. Okay. Now we go to the one perception. Please stop. The one perception. Sorry, I forget one case study to talk about the living kindness. They used to mention two cases when talk about the living kindness. The one case is about the Deva who stay on the tree. I think not the Deva should be the ghost. Do you know that if we are living in a temple and we aim to cut the tree, we have to put a notice we have to put a notice there. Any ghost or any Deva, please leave the tree within 12 days. We are going to cut the tree. Do you know that? Yes, we do. We did. If we want to cut the tree, we have to put a notice. The reason is, in Buddha time, bhikkhu, they want to build a hut for themselves. They just simply go to cut the tree. But some tree is the accommodation of the Deva. So the Deva go to complain to Buddha. So Buddha said, oh, you can't do so. You have to be informed. As a bhikkhu, you should inform them because this is their accommodation. When we talk about this, there's one bhikkhu, he stay in the jungle. Well, above is the forest. The forest, this is a big forest, right? He always do the metta bhavana, living kindness. He radiates his joy to all the living beings. After staying for 3 months, he plans to leave. But one night, he got a dream. All the ghosts come appear. He said, "This didn't go bhikkhu. Why? He's a present. You always radiate the living kindness to all of us. Actually, we are all living with both you and me. We accept the living kindness. We are state harmony. Please stay here so that we will continue to be harmony." So this is the case very famous. Once we do all this stuff, even though we don't see but actually it takes effect. Second is there's one case is the mind. Well, the forest monk used to meditate in the jungle. It's meditate in the jungle and in the cave. He was always ready the living ends. Okay. So one day, when he tried to leave the cave, just somewhere around the cave, he discovered tiger. Not the tiger and also the tigress. The small tiger is the tigress. The cub is the cub. The tiger and the cub is there. Why? Because the enemy can feel the living ends. So they all come. They can feel it. And there's one more case is there's one hunter, he tried to hunt a deer. But at that time, a deer is trying to milking the baby deer. Once the arrow, once the arrow shoots towards him, the arrow immediately turns to become flower. Cannot shoot the deer because the deer is always full and loving, compassionate to the baby deer during the milking process. But anyway, this case only happened in a very rare scenario. The reason is it used to be some karma involved animal and the hunter. So usually hunter can successfully to hunt the animal. But this sometimes these cases maybe in the past life they are the deva. Maybe they are the bodhisattva to manifestation of bodhisattva. So all this special occasion will happen. Okay? So this is all about the all inimitable. Now we go to the one perceptions. Practically, we seldom use this method, even though in Myanmar. The reason is that the people is already more nutritious. How come they continue to do this type of perception of looseness? We're getting worse. For the person, I think this method very suits to the people very greedy to over the food. If let's say you are very greedy, for example, to Buddhist King, as an example. Okay. So how to do all this? Actually, it's stated in Visuddhimagga. It begins. Let's say a monk, if let's say it is done by the monk who practice, you have to contemplate. You have to wake up very early. Then you take your bowl, then you start to go to look for the food. So along the way, it's difficult of searching the food. You go to Pindaba. It's not easy to get the food. Sometimes people give you, sometimes people maybe spill over you. Spill over you, understand? They spill over you, right? Okay. Secondly, okay, then finally you get the food already. Sometimes practically, some they will put ice cream, they will put the rice, they will put the chili, they put the chocolate, they put the biscuit, and you mix everything. You feel this is very girly. Girly, right? Okay. Then some put some Pepsi-Cola inside. Yeah, it happens in Thailand, that if they strictly follow this, they have to eat in such a manner, very horrible. Okay, they make all the things correct. Then thirdly, you start to contemplate. Okay, you try to how to mix the food right with the hand, And remember that after the Vrindavan, the hand they will be start sweating. So the sweating is from all the fingers, then mix again with the food. Typically, all right. Conjure said, she got the moment already. Until this stage, yeah. All this food you mix. Then after you mix it, then you put it in the mouth. Then you try to chew, right? Saliva or come out. Then the shape of the food totally gone already. It become like the mud, the mud. Okay, then you can chew on it, all right. Then after chew, start to swallow, go to the gastric. Then some gastric juice will be mixed together, and some gao juice also mixed together. When mix, it becomes yellow, once it finished, you go to the big intestine, right? Intestine. You go to the big intestine. When you move to the big intestine, this is the blue way. You think you enjoy it? No, all right. Okay. Well, this is the method to use, especially people they are over greedy to the food. Once you think about this, the greediness will be reduced. But if you look like him, the style, the shape is more nutritious, actually more nutritious. You cannot do this anymore. You must take more food to encourage you to take more. In Myanmar, I can't say that they are poor. Actually, for monks they get a quite good food also. But no matter how hard you are staying there, you still will get thin. Maybe we are not adapted to the type of the food and also the weather. So they never practice this one perception. They never do this. Okay. Maybe I think some fat guy. I think maybe these type of people are there to do the honors or conduct the reasonableness of the food. I think they are. They have got fitness already. I think maybe one day they can take 5 or 10 pizza maybe. They just cannot fulfill that ritual. But the desire is so strong, you see. So one of the procedures is to cut the stomach. Yeah. This is operation to remove partial of the stomach. Then I think maybe the mental one, see, which category is it? And the mental state I think is very important. There's even it's a lady, mostly it's in USA. Okay, so maybe if let's say one day you got a friend have this kind of problem, you can introduce her to look for this. All the details is in this what I mentioned just now. It will be more horrible stated in the Visuddhimagga. Then final one, we go to the one analysis place. Okay. Right. Very interesting. All this meditation method, right? Very interesting. So one day I hope we all can go to Myanmar or Santavana. They'll be there. They are the place you can teach all this method. 4 elements. Okay. Yeah. Oh, really? There's also missing India. Yes. But India also quite a poverty-stricken country. You see so many pitiful scenarios there. Okay. Let's try to finish this first. Okay. Well, analysis of 4 elements. The 4 elements comprises of water, fire, air elements. Okay. How do we contemplate it? Actually, we don't really contemplate the earth elements, but we contemplate the quality of the earth. One of the quality of the earth is hardness. Okay. This we try to press the floor. Do you feel the hardness? Alright. Well, this type of feeling is throughout the whole body. Okay. Please put down your notes. Try to scan your body and find out the hardness. It is throughout the whole body. Try to find it out. Okay. Not scan with the hand. No, sorry. Close your eye. Scan through your mind. Okay. We try to scan this part and try to find out the hardness. You should feel it. Okay, right? The heart. If you discover it, please rub your hand in your face. Anybody discover it? You just feel it. Never mind. You try to discover this, the cold. You feel cool, right? Okay. So this feeling of cool is around the whole body. Try to scan your face. Find out the cool is. Okay. So close your eye. All right. You have to magnify the cool. Okay, get it? No, you didn't get it. Yes, this is the sensation. You can enlarge, you can magnify the feeling of the cold. And besides the cold, there's some fire elements, the so-called hot is hiding there. It just depends on, actually the hot element is always existing throughout your whole body. It just depends which one you want to look for it. You want to look for cool, the cool appears whole throughout the whole body. You want to look for the heat will throughout the whole body, the heart will throughout the whole body. There will be 36 of this type of quality of four elements is within the body. This type of elements, this type of quality all combined together and give her a wrong perception of I. We thought I is so solid, right? This is I, right? Nothing wrong. Well, it is absolutely right. This is I. But actually, you can just analyze I, and you will discover that it is comprised of 36 quality of elements. All this cold, hot, coarse, soft, all these things. So this is the so-called the one analysis. Once you finish the one analysis, you are so-called already completed a partial of the Vipassana. A partial of Vipassana. Because you start to develop the wisdom that the wrong I, the conception of the wrong I, this I is wrong actually. You start to partially understand. Okay. Well, if let's say you are trying to use the scientifically, you try to use the scientific manner, maybe you will try to use the microscope, electron microscope. Through the electron microscope, you can magnify everything. You will notice that yes, the body is comprises from all the cells, and within the cell itself, a lot of protein. They are rise and fall. They carry the job, get out of the job. You can see so many things. This is not as solid as we feel now. So you get the point? Okay. Right. So this is the so-called the analysis. Right. Okay, 3:44. We stop here. So without accident, we should be met next Sunday. Next Sunday still is our class. Right? Next Sunday what? Right? Correct. So how is the second Sunday, right? We have 5 Sundays this month. This Sunday. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So I think this Sunday we use 4th and 5th Sunday we let the meditation for beginners. Okay. So let's transfer the mirror.